So last week, artist Keith Christiansen released some photos of his concept look of Ben Affleck's Batman and Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. We're going to talk about my thoughts on these designs, but also some insider information on the background of these designs, so stay tuned. What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris. And as I said in the intro, artist Keith Christiansen has released some concept art of Ben Affleck's Batsuit design from the Batman, the original solo Batman film, the original Ben Affleck vehicle that eventually turned into the Matt Reeves / Robert Pattinson Batman that we know and love today. Not only that, we also got a look at Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, the brand newly designed armor that was also going to be featured in the film. The film was going to revolve around Batfleck going up against Deathstroke. Now, people have been assuming that this is when Ben Affleck was actually in the director's chair. Not only was he directing, he was also producing, writing, and starring in the film. But this was actually when Matt Reeves had stepped in. We all saw that tweet that Ben Affleck put up, "Welcome to the Batcave, Matt Reeves." That's when Ben Affleck stepped back from being a director. But keep in mind, he was still going to be producing, writing, and starring in the film. He just stepped back as director because it was just a bit too much going on, hence then Matt Reeves stepped in. And this is the concept art that you see right here. So there is a bit of backstory in terms of what's going on with this design and why it was essentially scrapped. But also the fact that Ben Affleck stepped down as Batman. Now, first and foremost, my thoughts on the suit. I really dig it. I dig the tactical look, I dig the sleekness of it, I dig the layering, the plating that's going on. I have already seen artists starting to 3D render this cowl, most notably Dio3D is already having a crack at the cowl. I mean, look at that. These guys are onto it. If someone were to do a cosplay of this suit, I would love to see how that would pan out. It'd be one of those things where you'd need like a Cordura undersuit, much in the vein of the Pattinson suit, and then probably with 3D printed armor plated pieces that have been molded and then cast in urethane. I think to really nail it, you gotta have it hug the body in a real sexy way, like this concept art. Granted, I always will have a soft spot for the BVS suit. I think that suit is absolute perfection that Jose Fernandez and his crew at Ironhead Studios made. It was just absolutely beautiful, and it still holds up and still stands the test of time. So from the inside information I've been told about this particular piece of concept art, this wasn't exactly Ben Affleck's favorite look. He's not a fan of the tactical look of Batman. Like me, he loves the BVS suit. He was spoiled with the BVS suit. It was comfortable to wear, also comfortable to wear for Richard Citrone, Ben Affleck's stunt double, who did that brilliant warehouse fight. And you're able to turn your head in that cowl. So this was Matt Reeves' design, not Ben's design. Ben apparently had already gone into Ironhead when he was directing the film and had a meeting with Jose. Essentially said, I want something similar to the BVS suit, which I think is really cool. And Ben and Jose have a past, they have a history, they have a previous friendship from Daredevil and obviously BVS. Now, I totally can see where Ben is coming from. It's one of those things where the tactical look is used so much, not just in Batman these days, but other DC IPs and also Marvel IPs. It just seems to be the go-to, whereas I think they really hit the nail on the head with the BVS suit and the classic Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns look. Nonetheless, it would still be a great costume to see transferred from concept art to the big screen. Now, the cowl is quite interesting. It's very reminiscent of Bruce's cowl from Batman Arkham Knight. It has mechanics in it. It's almost like an Iron Man helmet where it can kind of pop away and then pop off your head. That would have been really cool to see. Not only that, Keith also posted photos of the utility belt concept design and also the Batarang. Batarang is quite interesting. Again, I think I'm just so in love with the design of the BVS suit and the accessories. I love the BVS Batarangs, or the Batfleck Batarangs in general. Okay, let's talk about this Deathstroke concept design. Now, first and foremost, I just want to reiterate, I think these concepts are beautiful. Keith is a phenomenal artist. I just don't vibe and dig with this concept design of Deathstroke. To me, it seems as though it's too small, too tight, too form-fitting. Not to say that his other costume wasn't from Justice League. I just feel his look in Justice League was perfect. That to me is like the BVS suit. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's no need to improve upon it. I think they got the aesthetic right, they got the silhouette right. Manganiello fills out that suit. He is a beast like Affleck when he's in his suit. Don't get me wrong, this would look great in real life. I just don't feel like it's Deathstroke to me, because With the Deathstroke that I saw at the end of Justice League, I got ridiculously big Arkham vibes from this. And then they use that armor again in Zack Snyder's Justice League in the Nightmare sequence. Obviously a lot more dirtied up, a brand new paint job, but it is still the same base armor. Now the helmet is quite interesting. Again, I think the helmet in Justice League works just fine. This one is very kind of Neil Blomkamp, District 9 vibes going on, a lot of gaskets going on. In terms of timeline, I have no idea where Ben Affleck's Batman was originally supposed to be set. I don't know if it was supposed to be after the events of Justice League, BVS, before BVS, if he was just starting out. I honestly think I would love to have seen around the time when BVS was happening or Justice League was happening, because that Batman in that type of prime of his life, I really dug and found very interesting. I know a lot of people don't vibe with it and don't dig it, but I really do. So overall, guys, I really dug what Keith was doing. At the end of the day, it wasn't my cup of tea. I would love to see cosplayers, costumers, designers have a crack at bringing these two costumes to reality, because I think they would look great in real life. But like I said, this is when Matt Reeves had essentially stepped in as director. Ben had bowed out as director, but was still on board as Batman, as a writer, and as a producer. So these are from the brain of Matt Reeves, and then we could see some elements of this Batsuit being transferred over to Robert Pattinson's Batsuit. So guys, with that being said, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. My hand gestures have been ridiculous in this video. What are your thoughts on the concept designs of Ben Affleck's Batman and Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke costumes that were going to be in Matt Reeves' / Ben Affleck's The Batman? Now, as you can see, there is a samurai spawn chilling behind me. I am finally back on track with this guy. I started this guy over 2 years ago. Can you fucking believe it? So I will have a video out this week in terms of where he's at and trying the costume on. So there's gonna be a few accessories, variations with the costume. There's gonna be some options with the costume in terms of shrouded face masks and non-shrouded face masks, and also the chest armor and non-chest armor option. Guys, wherever you are in the world, please have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.